The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Keleton.
And I'm Tracy Pa. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, Planet Shakers focus on empowering youths, TVWAN work with youths to change Medan, and Miox dedicates season to Angus people. Number One Super Limited has confirmed the receipt of 79.8 million kina from the state to complete the retirement exercise for batches 2 to 4 of the 2022 government retirement program. NSL's Chief Executive Officer Paul Sayers said that the fund is pleased to have received these funds as it enables NSL to process the benefit payments for over 900 members from various government departments that have been eagerly awaiting the remainder of their benefits. To date, over 2,000 retired public servants have been paid a total of 150 million kina from the state since the government retirement program started in 2021. The exercise aims to ensure that all public servants who have reached a compulsory retirement of age 65 or those who are required to retire on medical grounds can exit the public service with their full retirement entitlements. Believe Global and Planet Shakers are excited to be holding another Believe campaign in PNG this year with a focus to empower youths through the preaching of the Gospel of Jesus Christ. The event will take place this Friday 25th and Saturday 26th August at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Stadium. Gates are expected to open at 3 p.m.
Believe Global and Planet Shakers have set the foundation of the infallible truth of the Bible. Since their inception in PNG in 2015, they have preached the gospel with the objective of bringing change to communities. This year, they are targeting the younger generation.
We've changed our event schedule to try and work with the young people in the nation. We feel that our mandate is specifically around what's happening with youth bulge in the nation and the fact that there's so many, over 50% of the population under the age of 25.
Let's not forget, we must believe. We come together, our hearts united. We stand strong.
The members from Australia are currently running advocacy programs in schools, hospitals, correctional facilities and markets of the significance of the event.
We've brought in the specialists to talk to the young people. We've brought in music and drama, bands, people to help in that regard as we continue to do.
Smith said with previous experience of violence that occurred while hosting the event in the late hours of the night, they have decided to change the time for security purposes.
As we've experienced in the past, there's been challenges when it's at night time with young people walking, also with other people creating a fuss. But we figure if it's during the daytime, we'll have less of those challenges. Also increased security, private security, and we're also working with your police department so that there are no challenges going forward.
Smith said the momentous occasion is a consistent event hosted by the group for years, and they hope that empowering the next generation is a step forward in building the future of this country. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Meanwhile, Believe Global and Planet Shakers have included a family-oriented event that will coincide with PNG's Repentance Day this Saturday. For the first time, Believe will run a family fun day at Sir John Guy's Indoor Stadium at 10 a.m. It will feature music, fun activities and dynamic speakers. Director Neil Smith said Believe has shifted to making the event more accessible for families.
for our families. So we've actually marketed the tickets a little bit differently, and we've called it a fun day. And the reason is, yes, it's Repentance Day, and repentance is very important, but we also want to give everybody an understanding of what it is to truly have repentance, and that doesn't take away from the events of the day and the fun of the day, but it also gives people an opportunity to really consider where their faith's at and where they stand in that regard.
After a welcome ceremony held at the Vanuatu Convention Centre and a resounding welcome by Vanuatu's Prime Minister Ishmael Kalsakau, the 22nd MSG meet continued at Wawigli Lagon Hotel opening with a plenary session. Each leader made their statements. Prime Minister James Marape immediately returned to his usual stand on climate change mitigation, interceding on behalf of the small island nations of the Pacific, including those of Melanesia, by calling on industrialized nations of the region to make real interventions to assist. He also came out strongly in support of Vanuatu's move to seek the opinion of the International Court of Justice on climate change impact on the people of the Pacific. He said the Pacific has an interest in dealing with environmental issues, climate change being big among us. He said we have development challenges that our needs to ensure that genuine investors are not here just for today's need, but more importantly, for the sustenance of our children after us. Prime Minister Marape stressed that these challenges remain our collective voice if we want to be heard today. This is TVWAN News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
You like saving on winning plus scale rice mechipe? Scale rice like giving you plenty chance to winning plenty scale prizes. Kind price for sale, 256 plus scale rice Navi set, 192 plus scale rice Kemo Eski, not 44 plus JBL and Co speakers, 102 plus wireless microphone. The win, 5 mini scale rice or Ori rice products, writing full name na contact details below box and receipt, not drop him inside the entry box. You got 4 plus draws, 4 plus fortnight, 116 plus winners, na 16 plus promotion locations. Just try us all. You got terms na conditions for this plan.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Open bets.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Streaking away down the left-hand side and scores the try.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
experience delicious food,
Bon appetit.
and discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel, a brand new series coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. Medan Province has indeed experienced a significant transformation over the years. Once known for its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural heritage, Medan Province has unfortunately gained a reputation as a crime-riddled province. The province has witnessed an increase in various forms of crime, including theft, robbery, drug trafficking, and gang-related violence. These criminal activities have not only affected the safety and security of the local population, but has deterred potential tourism opportunities. Socioeconomic disparities and high unemployment rates have created an environment conducive to criminal activities. Limited job opportunities and lack of access to basic services have left many individuals vulnerable to engaging in illegal activities as a means of survival. However, Kagin Uyan, a local civil society organization, is changing that, even in the smallest way possible, beginning with the youth of Medan.
Jeffrey Patal, whose father is from Matugar and mother a Bougainvillean, grew up loving the province he lives in. Over the years, he has seen Medan go to the dogs and felt a need to fix the situation in his own capacity. He established Kagin Uyan Foundation. Kagin Uyan means kind in English. It advocates for change in Medan and addresses issues like petty crime, littering and loitering. Jeffrey was a technical court reporting officer at the Medan National Courthouse. He resigned to pursue his charity work. He uses his company, Black Men Limited, to facilitate Kagin Uyan's work.
As a young youth and indigenous Medan citizen, which my father is from Medan. So since I was born and growing up to be a youth, I've seen so many things that are not like the way it used to be, like a beautiful Medan before. Now everything has changed in terms of social issues in town and lifestyle in town has changed. There is no respect in town anymore. People disrespect themselves and disrespect other people in town.
In the last couple of months, significant changes can be seen. The town is cleaner with fewer street kids.
Medan is going from bad to worse. That's one of my reasons I resigned from National Court in Medan. They want to contribute well in the community, in the society, and our country, Papua New Guinea.
Many locals have noticed what Kagin Uyan Foundation is doing.
Daniel Tarur Bloraikos, me adopted beginning of former member of Bloraikos, John Poi. Me big plan of Medan town residents. Me stop when the good block passing, me kirap, me look at me some passing no good block come, and now me wait keras now. Me look at this la passing in Australia. Now me look at you block yang block mangi walk about, na stop block this la. Good block sit down block Medang, me like him Medang must come back and all some people you will looking block. Me big plan namin lo town street lo bell block town. Inside lo shopping center me big plan lang. Me stop me look him now me married me come up man picnic block me all go to school. Me stop. Na me look him kind of passing niya me know you're right lo lumluk block. So sapos mo block yang block mangi block Medang em kirap na sanap na tok lo good plan block you me Medang me amamas.
People in rural Medan have also approached the foundation to share their grievances. Meantime, Kagin Uyan Foundation hopes that better programs can be initiated by the government and NGOs to look into the welfare of street children. Jeffrey is calling on business houses to assist by donating cleaning equipment to the foundation. He said strengthening law enforcement agencies, improving access to education and employment opportunities, and promoting sustainable development practices are crucial steps towards restoring the province's reputation. Additionally, engaging local communities in decision-making processes and promoting good governance are essential for ensuring long-term positive change. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
The people of Labuta LLG in Awaib district of Morbe province will now experience more presence of community policing with the launch of Community Policing Boat. The boat was launched by Internal Security Minister Peter Siamalili Jr. at Voco Point in Leh. Minister Siamalili said the innovative concept will enhance police operations along the coastline. He requested that reports of the boat's operations within the LLG can be submitted to the ministry so that the police department can determine the effectiveness of rolling similar concepts in the coastal regions of the country. MP Theo Pelgen said the boat will also support education, health, economic, law and justice and good governance in Labuta.
Who's not present but his son is here. He's turned around and he says, even without paying for this vessel, as we say, walk must go on. So we should take the boat, do what you have to do, serve the people, pay him later. So I'd like to say thank you very much to Mr. Wong for giving us the opportunity to make walk must go on. Thank you very much, Gary, and to your father. Thank you very much.
That you put that into a case study of how you're going to be managing it over a period of time. Table it at your through your council, and that can also be put forward by the ACP and the PPC on the initiatives we are doing in the coast of Morobe. Because I believe this is, apart from the other coastal areas of Papua New Guinea, this is again a unique concept that you're not only bringing our policemen and women into the community, but I'm sure this boat will also serve the health workers. This will also serve the economic services. I think at any one time where people feel comfortable in their chairs, in their offices, I think this vessel will provide much more than just simply getting out to the community with police officers or lifelong peace committee blue. This is more than that. I think this is really now about the face of government being present with our people.
Minister Peter Siamalili Jr. has challenged the police officers in Kimbe to be the lighthouse that depicts the intention of the country's independence. He made this call today when inspecting the police parade at the provincial police headquarters in Kimbe town.
With the country's independence drawing near, Minister for Internal Security Peter Siamalili Jr. has reminded the police officers in Kimbe, West New Britain Province, to shine the light as a government institution that depicts the reason behind the country's independence. He said though the government faced challenges, it is the duty of police officers to implement the law and uphold the government system. Minister Siamalili Jr. encouraged the officers to be disciplined at all times and be proud of the uniform they are wearing.
But for the men and women in the force, the men and women in the blue, there's nothing more that you can be proud of than being a Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary man or woman, serving this country, protecting our daily lives, but more importantly, be the lighthouse of the reason why we got independence in 1975.
Minister Siamalili admitted that there are so many legacy issues in the force, but assured them that this will take full responsibility of and other matters concerning the Royal PNG Constabulary. He added that the general public also have a duty to play to address law and order in the country.
General public, you got duty too long walking. You know, walk long police, that's all. Law and order, I stop inside long house, tuablo, you me, one inside long community, na inside long all families, play me. You mean balism good family blow you me or policeman and Mary walk long lookout him order that's all because law is happiness.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The second shipment of cattle from Leh Morbe province received on the shores of Keapara in Central Province today. The cattle have been traveling on the ship for 5 days. Managing Director for Livestock Development Corporation Limited, Terry Coim, said the second shipment made it past Milling Bay waters. He said the cattle numbering 164 were loaded in Leh, including those from Sialum on the way. One of the cows gave birth, so there are 165 on board the ship. The cattle are from Sialum and Arab local level governments. They will be taken to Launakalana Estate, about 20 minutes drive from Keapara. Coim said Launakalana has about 4,000 hectares of land. The 165 cattle will join another 130 already at Launakalana. All will be bred and distributed to farmers in Central Province. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at 0.2770 US dollars in the interbank market. The Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2695 US dollars, 0.4170 Australian dollars, 0.2409 euro, and 38.94 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and copper closed higher. The rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher. You're watching TV1 News. We'll be back with more after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hey, want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager merch. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
The ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 is almost here.
Oh, out! What a beauty! He's on absolute fire!
Welcome back. In regional news, as the calls continue for local and international action to reject the discharging of wastewater from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan into the Pacific Ocean, Fiji Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka says the controversy is on the agenda of the Pacific Islands Forum. While speaking during the Pacific Small Islands Developing States high-level dialogue on climate change, Rabuka said recently he issued a public statement on an environmental issue that has generated much criticism in the region and internationally. He says he confirmed his support for a report by the International Atomic Energy Agency that the discharge of the wastewater met international safety standards. It's been hailed an historic agreement to rewrite Australia's $13 billion Murray-Darling Basin plan that revives controversial water buybacks. The New Deal buys more time to deliver key infrastructure projects and will also see more water bought back from farmers. The water minister says delivering on the plan is key with a country that's growing hotter and drier, but Victoria has refused to agree.
Summer floods, there's more water in Australia's largest river network than there's been in a long time, but more was promised.
The next drought is around the corner.
A 2012 plan setting out how water across the Murray-Darling Basin system should be shared is falling drastically short. Today, Tanya Plibersek announced she's got a new approach to get it back on track.
What we're proposing is more time, more money, more options and more accountability.
Today's agreement allows for more time for water-saving projects to be completed, new projects to be considered, and most controversially, for water buybacks to be used to return more water to the environment.
Well, that would be a catastrophe. We've already got a major negative socio-economic effect.
A 2018 deal signed by the basin states agreed buybacks couldn't be used because of the social and economic hit to regional communities.
We don't want to see buybacks used for water recovery.
Now New South Wales has joined other basin states backing the Plibersek proposal, leaving Victoria out in the cold. Getting the new approach through the federal parliament won't be easy. The coalition wants more time but not buybacks. The Greens want buybacks without delays.
We need to make sure that this parliament gets a guarantee that things will change.
What Tanya Plibersek today has done has torn up Labor's own water policy and now said that they can buy back the 450 gigalitres. That will decimate rural communities.
Ensuring there's always another bend in the river.
1 in 3 school students is failing to meet minimum literacy and numeracy standards across Australia, and 1 in 10 are so far behind they need additional help. That's the headline finding from the latest National Assessment Program for Literacy and Numeracy known as NAPLAN.
Of locals were expecting that the deadlines for the Murray-Darling Basin were going to be extended, and to be honest, a lot of them just really want to see that environmental water delivered. That deadline has now been extended to December 2027, and they understand the potential that environmental water has, especially in times of drought. We understand that the Bureau of Meteorology has forecast a period, an El Nino forecast in the future, which means we could have some dry weather on our hands. And that environmental water is really seen as, I guess, an insurance policy during those dry periods. So, yeah, still lots of mixed feelings here in South Australia, though. We know that in Victoria, the government was opposed to the policy. New South Wales also remains against, and South Australia does have some mixed views about it. Here in the Riverland, there are concerns about it going too far, and some people are saying they want to strike the balance between giving water to the environment, but also ensuring that local communities can continue to be prosperous, really. Speaking with Karen Martin, chair of the SA Murray Irrigators, she says that farmers should be given options about buybacks, but it needs to be handled with real care.
There's been polar opposites on that. There's been the adamant no, no, no. And I think if you're in a financial or a business position when you can hold that opinion, that's good, and that is good for our region, and that retains the wealth here. So we can generate economic wealth, we can do more with less, we can keep making jobs for our local people. But on the flip of that, if your business isn't doing so well, or you're hitting retirement age and you've just had enough, or for various reasons, or you just want to contribute to the environment, those options need to be there for those types of people.
Karen Martin there from the SA Murray Irrigators, and as you can hear, Karina, you know, it's a very impassioned issue. It's very politicised, and people do have really strong views and values around it, because at the end of the day, the water is the lifeblood of our communities. So much more to come on this.
The Tasmania Fire Service has planned more than 3,000 hectares of controlled burns this spring as the state prepares for its first serious fire season in 3 years. Experts say unusually warm and dry conditions across significant parts of the state could result in major fires before Christmas, and they're not as ready as they should be.
In recent months, Tasmania's fire experts have watched on with alarm as Canada, Greece and then Maui burned.
Worldwide, we're seeing a surge of fire activity.
In Tasmania, it's been unusually warm this winter, and in the south and east, soils are already dry. With a likely El Niño summer on the way, fire is front of mind.
We're already seeing fires burn overnight now, and that's unprecedented. So we really are expecting the fire season to start early, so we're asking people to act now and get ready for the fire season coming up.
40 fuel reduction burns are planned this spring, mostly along the east coast and south of Hobart. The Tasmania Fire Service is officially forecasting an average fire season.
Certainly not the fire seasons we've seen in 2016 and 2019, where the prediction was above average.
No, I don't see it as a normal fire season because I'm not seeing a normal world. I'm seeing a world that's now, we're fully into climate change.
Ahead of last year's fire season, dozens of crucial light tankers were pulled from service due to weight distribution problems. They still haven't all been replaced.
Yeah, it's just a snowballing effect, the way it's all sort of go through that COVID period and not be able to get the cab chassis to build what they wanted to build.
The TFS says the remaining vehicles will be online in the next 6 weeks. Residents of one of the most fire-prone cities on earth are being urged to get ready.
You drive around Hobart, this is not prepared for a major fire event. We've got so much work to do.
A Japanese government spokesperson says it is not willfully trying to divide the Pacific over the Fukushima waste release. Japan is set to start discharging more than 1 million tons of treated nuclear wastewater into the Pacific Ocean on Thursday local time. This comes 12 years after a tsunami stemmed the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, resulting in what has been labeled as the largest civil nuclear energy disaster since Chernobyl. Palau, Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands and the Federated States of Micronesia have publicly backed the plan, or at least placed their faith in Japan's word that it will be safe. The release is forecast to take 30 to 40 years to complete. Tokyo Electric Power Company Holdings spokesperson Junichi Matsumoto told the first media briefing on Wednesday his team is moving quickly to prepare the release, which will depend on the conditions. A Japan government spokesperson said Tokyo is not willfully trying to divide the Pacific and no compensation will be given to Pacific nations for potential reputation damage. And that ends the news segment. Sports is next with Tracy. Stay with us.
Beauty is my business. But beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
It's in the highs and in the lows. It's in the big things and the small things too. It's hard to put into words, but you'll know it when you see it. Terrain Tamer, when quality counts.
Without a doubt, you care for your loved ones. You want to keep them safe, whoever they may be with, wherever they may be, in the home or facing the world outside. Don't let anything stop you, not even bacteria. Protex helps protect your skin with natural extracts. Boosted with flaxseed oil, Protex helps eliminate 99.9% of bacteria for healthy skin. And with the power of natural goodness, you're ready to play every day. Protex, for the good health of your skin.
Chef Scott Laseth is cooking up the world's creepiest critters.
You with me?
No.
Iguana, hagfish, and wild boar are just some of the items in this season's menu.
Let's eat. And eat. And eat. It's nothing like you've had anywhere.
Hey, dead meat!
Dead meat. An all-new season. Coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. PNG NRLC Manager and Tournament Director Paul Joseph said this year's Women's Championships will use a new format run under Pacific Coast Pods program through the Australian Government Hand High Performance Unit that will take the women's game to the next level. Joseph said in the past championships, these were run over one weekend, which is unfair for young talents to display their full potential at the national level. PNG RFL's new strategy and vision takes the game to the next level for both men and women, including under-20s. The games are being run over under the systems to give more time and opportunities for players to learn new systems and techniques to improve their game and raise the standard of the women's game.
The developed nations, so we can raise the level of playing for our girls. Most of them, as you mentioned, have been part of their respective teams for the first time, and there's a lot out there. And the advice or the message to them is that whatever new training regime that they've been taught or they're getting, they can take back and then help with the others that have missed out to get them to be ready for other tournaments that will come up.
His New Britain Hagma Couriers race for the 2023 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup ended on Sunday after a first-half debacle against a committed Bintagor Goroka Lahanis side eventually going down fighting 24-18 at full time. After the loss, the glamour and humanity and through sportsmanship displayed by both teams and their supporters was quite captivating regardless of the outcome.
Accepting outcomes, win or lose, and moving on is a virtue of good sportsmanship. After Korea's disappointing loss to Lahanis on Sunday in the second elimination final playoff, both teams got together and embraced each other. Closing with a prayer was humbling and exemplary of good team culture and sportsmanship. Korea's head coach Francis Ray, though disappointed with his team's dismal performance, humbly accepted the loss, admitting his boys started slow, which allowed Lahanis to get on the front foot early.
Pretty tough luck for us today. We came prepared for this game, but the line is stand up. They had a better side on this day, so yeah, they won this game.
Ray said after the break, the Couriers showed some resilience and courage to launch a fight back, but again were let down by a comedy of errors.
Yeah, we started slow in the first half. We talked about this game. It comes back to the players themselves. We talked about starting strong in the first half, but boys didn't turn up, as we said. And then we came back in the second half, but eventually time caught up with us. So, yeah.
Lahanis coach Charlie Wabo was proud of his boys' strong performance. Wabo's short message is to take one game at a time as they look forward to meet Tigers this week.
Proud of the boys' performance this afternoon and congratulate them. good performance. I'm happy with the performance here. I will take one game at a time. So this weekend finish. So we're looking forward for the next weekend game with Tigers. So we're gonna train according. I mean, how we're gonna play them. So we prepare ourselves for the weekend.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The PNG Enga Mioks have dedicated the 2023 season to the people of Henga, especially families going through current tribal welfare and the trauma of law and order issues in parts of the province. After last Sunday's major semi-final victory over Lay Snakes Tigers, Mioks head coach Billy Gao lamented the 2023 season is being dedicated to the people of Henga province. He hoped for peace and comfort to the affected families.
PNG Mioks have a grand final spot in the 2023 Digital Action Mobile Cup race. And emotional Mioks head coach Billy Gao admitted that amidst all the social and escalating law and order issues in the province, the team continues to stand united to play for each other, their families, and more so for their people who have been traumatized and displaced because of the warfare. Gao said they're using rugby league as a tool to bring some form of peace and normality back to the impacted areas.
Firstly, this la win blow me blow by the grand final in Big Blah. Big Blah Sunday because under playing and trouble and stop. Big Blah Sunday stop but fight the one Sunday but Big Blah trying to bring peace through the sport so this la win a Big Blah Sunday through blow players on the people blow
After going through a stellar season, setting a new track record in the club's history with the longest streak of 15 wins, an elated Gao was proud of his boys for delivering such a remarkable outcome this year. Their hard work, commitment and dedication paid off.
No todo, Mibla is a legend was Sawatos down from round 1 to round 16 Mibla undefeated so Mibla believe not trust that Mibla winning the game the Balo grand final.
The Mioks coach said their next focus is on the big grand final showdown next week.
A grand final is different footy. So what do Mibla work? We work a lot. Defense blow Mibla, just polish up a lot now. Just correct the Moleras blow Mibla, global game discipline blow
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Pirates Rugby Union Club recently announced a 2-year partnership with TWM Group and Hyrox Services. The companies have come together as platinum sponsors to support the club's growth, development and community initiatives.
TWM Group and sister company Hyrox Services, a platinum sponsors of Lay-based team Pirates Rugby Union Club. Club President Adam Stephen Orong welcomed TMW Group and Hyrox Services as their platinum sponsors, saying the 2-year partnership will greatly benefit the larger community in Lay, both on and off the field. TMW Group and Hyrox Services share a vision of nurturing local talent, promoting health, lifestyles, and creating a positive sports culture that resonates with the rugby values of integrity, respect, solidarity, discipline, and passion. Michael Chen, Group CEO of TWM Group and Hyrox Services, said their partnership with Pirates Rugby Union Club aligns perfectly with their core values of community empowerment and promoting excellence. Chen said, as they embark on this partnership with the Pirates, it is important to remember that they are not just investing in a sport, but in the future of their community. He emphasized that they want to see PNG rugby succeed in the future, but to do that they need to build the foundation first, which is at the club level. Through effective development pathways, they hope to see Lay Pirates produce talent that can one day reach the global stage and make their club, their province and the country proud. TWM Group is an integrated solution service provider of essential services including waste and water, manpower and skill development. Hyrox Services is a shipping and logistics business and a sister company to the TWM Group. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Pacific Horse Sports Specialist cricket coach Julia Price spent a week-long training season with the Comul Petroleum PNG Laos women's team in their lead-up to the ICC Women's East Asia Pacific T20 in Vanuatu next week. At the end of the week, said the girls are exciting group with a good combination of regular and younger players, and they fully deserve the 11th position in the ICC Women's T20 Global Ranking ahead of all other associate member teams and one full member, Zimbabwe. Laos have the talent and potential to keep improving and to challenge for a regular place in the big events, she said. To the end, Pacific Oz Sports Week of Training, Cricket PNG hosting the Pacific Oz Sports Activation Fun Day at Hella Beach with prize and Laos running cricket skills, drills with children from Pari, Tarama and Tubuseria villages at Hella Beach on Saturday amidst gusty conditions. And that ends the news this evening. Here is a look at the weather for the next 24 hours. That was the focus. Over to you, Mary.
Thanks, Tracy. There is a strong wind warning for all coastal waters. Strong southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots with very strong gusts reaching 47 knots over Vitia's Dampier Straits is expected to continue for the next 24 hours, causing rough seas. All small crafts and boats are advised to take necessary precautions before going out to sea. And that ends the news tonight. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.